Good morning, and welcome to Naturally Kim's Knitting. I'm Kim, and this is my podcast about knitting and spinning and dyeing of yarn, all which I do from my house outside of Lima, Ohio. I want to welcome everybody on this New Year's Eve. I don't know how well how well this is going to come off. I've got another migraine again this week. With the weather that we've been having, that seems to be happening quite often. But I wanted to get a podcast out since I didn't last week. Um, Today is December 31st. It's New Year's Eve. And this is episode 191. You can find me online on Ravelry as Naturally Kim's Knitting and as, I'm sorry, that's the podcast group, or as NapiersKnits. You can find me on Instagram as knittin_Kim and YouTube, Blogger, and WordPress as Naturally Kim's Knitting. Okay, well, we have got a couple knit-alongs that are on their last day. And then that means tomorrow we'll be starting some new ones after I draw the winners for this month. Now we have our finished object knit-along for December, which is the same as every other month. If you haven't got your finished object photographed, labeled, and put under our thread, you might want to do that now. Prices for that, you could choose from either a $10 gift card from KnitPicks or any giftable pattern up to $10. Then we have our Make Along for Others that ran from November 1st, and it ends today, but I close it tomorrow morning. So you have a few more hours if you want to make something for charity or for somebody else. This is your time to do it. And you have a number of prizes to choose from that. You have your KnitPicks, and $25 KnitPicks gift card, $25 Amazon gift card, sugar and cream yarn, either Temari balls or hot pink. Then I have 3 books you could choose from: Knitting Double, Rivet Up, and Country Weekend Socks. Now, once you are notified that whether you've won, you might want to contact me as soon as possible, because once these prizes are gone, they're gone. So, starting tomorrow, January 1st, 2020, we have Mila's Knit Corner Knit Along. I am excited for this. I've decided I'm going to make it a 3-month knit along. Give you plenty of time. She has some lovely patterns. And I believe the first prize for that will be one of her patterns. And then we will see from there. I have to see what all I have in my gift pile. Okay, so that begins January 1st. To enter it, you'll look for the thread, Mila's Knit Corner Make Along, or Knit Along, it is Knit Along, and take a picture of your finished object, put the pattern name down, and you are entered. Okay? Now, Mila also has a site on Etsy and Facebook, so if you do not have a Ravelry account, feel free to go to one of those. I'm sure she would love to welcome you to either one of those. Okay, then of course we have our January 2020 finished object Make Along, and that will be like every other one. Take a picture, put the pattern name, and find the thread and just post it under there. And the prizes will be like they tend to be: a $10 giftable pattern or a $10 gift card to KnitPicks. Okay, I just realized there's one thing I don't have that's on my needles. Just a moment and I'll go get it. Okay, I'm just moving right along. Like I said, I'm not expecting this to be very long. I have to have a light in my face, and then I have an overhead light over here. And both of those together do not help. Either one separately do not help a migraine. But then when I have both of them, it's really not fun. So I don't know how quick this may go. It may go very quick, or if I start talking, who knows. But this, my son did see what it's looking like. I haven't picked it up at least since Christmas. But this is his scarf. Make sure I got it. Yeah, I kind of like this. I was messing around. Not too close. And you see those diagonal squares right there? Yeah, I was just messing around with that. And then the other squares on either side of it are seed stitch. And then, I'm just really liking this. I'm hoping he will too. It's a nice warm yarn. I got this over in the UK. I don't know. I really kind of want to knit up the rest of this fall because I bought this specifically for him. So we will see. I will see how long it gets and when I get it done. I am missing an outing with my girlfriends today because there's no way I can go out to eat in a restaurant with my head like this. So sad. So I don't know if you've remember me talking about years ago, I did yarn testing, actually, and pattern testing for a company called Southwest Trading Company, SWTC. And these are some of the yarn that I have left over. You could tell I had started knitting them into something else. They're a little wavy. But I decided there's no nylon on these. Otherwise, they'd have been great for socks. But I decided to put one strand of each of these together, and that's going to be my next chemo cap. I just started this yesterday. But got the ribbing. I'm on the ribbing. So have a ways to go, but I've got that on my needles. I think this was called Tofutsi, but it was years ago. Oh, tell you, it's gonna be one of those days. I've got something that's half done. I was being very careful today. Ron, could you leave that on? I need the light on.
Oh, sorry.
So, I got, for the soup kitchen, I got it will be my first pair of socks for the new year. Even though this isn't officially the new year, I'm not sure. I could get this ribbing done today, but it will not get sent to them till, next year. But this is the sock I have done. Odds and ends. Yes, I have that yarn that my friend donated money to me to buy the yarn, but I want to use up these odds and ends because why just add more odds and ends if I have odds and ends to use up? So I tried to make them as matchy as I can. And the toes, the heels, and the cuffs are all the same. I remembered last night, this was my Kool-Aid dyed yarn, purple. So it looks kind of brown on there, and it's not brown, it's grape purple, but that does look brown. Anyways, so I just have the ribbing to do on this sock, and that'll be my first pair of soup kitchen socks for this year. Yay! Makes me feel good to knit for others. How about you guys? Do you enjoy knitting for others, or do you like to only knit for yourselves? Either ways, just fine. I'm going to be starting a sweater for myself, speaking of which. It's called Shakespeare in Love. I made a jacket from the same designer years ago, and I really loved it. And I'll have to show you the pattern. I don't have it with me right now, but I'm going to buy some undyed yarn. And since it's called Shakespeare in Love, I'm kind of thinking either making it a red or a pinkish red or something like that. I haven't decided for sure, but that's what I'm thinking. Anyways, so to continue on, visited with my sister last week, and I showed her socks, and then she goes, Kimmy, her husband doesn't appreciate. This isn't what she said, but he doesn't care for the homemade socks, but she does, and she loves how they last so long. So she goes, instead of making him another pair, you could make me 2 pairs. So this is her second pair. I know she's not getting it for Christmas, but this is some of that KnitPicks Chroma Twist. I don't know the name of it. I really can't remember, but I can't remember much of anything today. But not matchy matchy, but so cute. So I've got an inch and a half to the heels. Yay! I hope she enjoys those. Okay, is that all that's on my needles? Scarf, chemo cap, soup kitchen socks? Yeah, I guess it is. How about that? And I can't show you the finished objects. Maybe I can. If I have a picture of them on my phone or on my Kindle, I will try to put them at the beginning. I haven't typed up the pattern all the way yet. It will be released, though, soon. As soon as I can go a couple days without a migraine, it will be released. Let's see. But those are the Christmas socks. Everybody enjoyed their Christmas socks, I think, the ones that got them this year. Now, I'm not going to let you know what KnitPicks has on sale this month because some of you aren't going to see this till January 1st, and they change their sales on January 1st. So I can't be sharing that with you. I mean, if you were to see it on the 31st, they still have their hawthorn for sale. I do know that, and their needles. But, you know, it all depends when you see this. Okay, now I want to show you some. Oh, let me do this before I forget. Dover last month had several different knitting books available for review, or yeah, to request for review. Look at that. Shawls, wraps, and scarves. My husband goes, "Why do you need another book?" I said, "It's patterns. You know the rules. He or she who ends up with the most patterns at the end of their life wins." Anyway, so from Dover, and I said besides which, it didn't cost me anything except for the time to review. So this book is $21.95, and like I said, this is from Dover. Shawls, wraps, and scarves, and oh my, such cute, cute items, all of them. I mean, there you could kind of see an overview of some of them. I say some because there are many. They give you, of course, each pattern. They describe it, such as this first one. It's a triangular shawl knitted from the bottom up, wet, and then it gives you the wet blocking dimensions. And I was thinking they gave you suggestions for. No, they tell you what the model one is made in, but otherwise, I don't know why I didn't realize this. Like this first one says it's knitted in lace weight yarn. Now my thinking is, I don't work a lot with lace weight yarn. I do have a little back there, but I don't see why I couldn't make it out of sock yarn. My gauge would be a little different and the amounts, but you know, I think I could. But there's the front view of it. And this is Myra. Isn't that pretty? I like the lace work at the bottom. Then Lark's Alvina is made with lace weight yarn also. I like the color on that one, but you know, you don't pick a pattern for the color unless you know that you have that color somewhere. This is Lark's Alvina. I think that is pretty good. I've got to work on some more shawls sometime. Then we have Liana, which is made with DK weight yarn. Then, let's see. Nuala. It's a chevron scarf. DK weight yarn. Isn't that lovely? I'm not always a big lover of chevrons, but I like this one. I made so many Afghans growing up, and back when I was making them, they were chevron Afghans, and I got a little tired of them. This is, oh, I don't know how you say that, Avante, Avante? It's made in lace weight yarn. Let me see if I can find the back view of this one. Well, no, but they have a different front view. Isn't that pretty? So pretty. Rosella. This is made in DK. They suggest DK. I love how long that is. That is so beautiful. I'm not going to read the directions right now. I already read the directions to most of these before. And there it is, another view. Now we're going on to wraps. Ariella. It's an asymmetrical lace wrap. So of course it's using lace weight yarn. I really like that. I would even do buttonholes for that one. That is pretty. Back view. Then we have Roshni. It's a Fair Isle wrap, lace weight yarn. That would be fun. I don't know why I keep doing that, but you know, it's not like it helps my head. Different view. And I love the field in the background. And Osprey. It's beautiful. It's rectangular wrap, knitted lengthwise in lace weight yarn. Then they have Tansy. It's a beaded wrap, DK weight yarn. Wow, that is so pretty. That could be lovely to make too. Generva, it's an unfurlings hearts wrap, and it's using lace weight yarn. That is so lovely. Wow, we have quite a nice little wind, and we've had wind for the past couple days, and combination ice and snow. Razel, it's a paisley wrap, DK weight yarn. Nice. Kristana, interlocking cables. That's always nice for me. I love cables. DK weight yarn. Look at that. Wow. Now we're on to scarves. Scarves and scarves and scarves. Lalita, it's lace weight. Not Lolita, Lalita. Well, there's another view of it. Then here's the next scarf. I haven't brought its title up. I like that one though. I love lace work. This is called Olena. And that's using lace weight. Of course it is. Pavana is next. And it's a lace weight. Sometimes I like working on scarves. If there's enough variation to keep me interested that long, then I like them. Like the one I'm making for my son. It's going fast because it's bigger yarn, fatter yarn, and it's I'm using nice size needles on it. Ashna, it's a lace scarf. Look at the little hearts. Then Ilara. Isn't that pretty? I need to make myself some more because it's been a while since I've made shawls, scarves, anything like that. Flory, Give My Heart scarf. This is made using bulky weight yarn. Nice. And there's another view of it. And here's a view of the next scarf. Dulcie, a candy striped scarf using DK. There are very, oh, I love this one, I forgot. Apolline Reservoir Wave Scarf using DK. Wow. Wow. And then that's it. So, you know, of course, at the end, they include abbreviations, glossary, general information, yarn information, resources, washing and how to wash and wet block your items. I just think this is a lovely book. I think it's well worth, if you're especially into making different kind of wraps and shawls and scarves, I think this is a great investment. $22. And like I said, this came from Dover. I think it's very lovely. I hope you do too. You'll probably be seeing some of it next year or so. Now, let's see. I wanted to show you some of the things that I just got this yesterday. I had ordered this from Etsy, it's Turbo Fluffed Creations. And I have spun with BFL before, and I wasn't real thrilled with it. However, this is BFL Mulberry Silk Nylon, and I wish that you could feel that. That is going to be lovely. I haven't decided what color I'm going to knit or dye it in, but then I can spin it, and that will be lovely, lovely, lovely. It's 4 ounces, and, whoops, sorry, that's the name of the company. It's on Etsy, and all the information there. Then, well, before I go to the grandchildren's things they gave, you know, every year I donate money to World Wildlife Organization, and I do it in honor of my son who's in heaven. Well, look. This, I can't remember if this is a specific kind of giraffe. I don't name my little, well, yeah, sometimes I do. It just says giraffe. Might be Gary. I don't know. Isn't it? And it's soft. Then I'll show you what I got for my last skein of yarn on the advent calendar. Look at that. This was specifically made by Country Mouse Yarns. It's called the Advent Special. 100 grams, 4-ply, hand-dyed merino nylon. That's from Country Mouse. So yes, done with my advent calendar. That's okay. I'm working with it already. Or planning. I've got plans. Then, I've got to show you these. I was a stinker. And when Michael's, I know my daughter goes to Michael's. And so when they were having a sale on yarn, I called her up and said, just a hint here. Michael's is having a big sale on all their yarn. And she goes, this is a hint, huh? I said, just a hint. So I'll show you that in a minute. But these my grandson made. Look at those. Aren't those cute? Then they made some bath salts. That'll be nice. I haven't used them yet because I wanted to share it with you guys. To show it to you. Green is my husband's favorite color, and my daughter's and her husband. And then it says it's orange by Tobias because Tobias's favorite color is orange. Then from all of them, they got me some Yarnspiration Caron latte cakes. I forget if this, I can't think if they, oh yeah, it's called, okay, they do have color names. Plum, and this is a bulky weight yarn. Look at that. I asked Genevieve, I said, so are you telling me that you want me to make things for you, or is this for whatever? She goes, whatever. She's a sweetheart. Well, they both are. Then they got me loops and thread yarn colors, 507.44 yards, 200 grams. I looked at all this, and it's made in Turkey. The color is Esmeralda. And this is a medium weight yarn. And it's so soft. Trying to see. Oh, okay. I thought it was acrylic, but it is so soft. Then my grandson, I know, picked this one out. This is Red Heart Soft. Look at that. I know he picked it out because it's tangerine. Look at that. I love it when they pick out the yarn for me. This is another one of that colors. And, oh, same. I didn't realize it was the same colorway. Oh. I thought I looked at the colors and everything the other day. Wow. Then I have some Craft Smart Value yarn. And I know it's all acrylic, but look at that colors. This bag was filled, and it wasn't even closed quite all the way, so I tried to ignore it while they were, you know. Oh, and this is called Caron Kindness, and I love it because they have caps or hats on the label. And this is called Purple. Of course it's purple. And that'll be nice. Ooh. And then the last one. I wonder if Tobias picked this one out, because it does have orange. And this is Impeccable. And it's a medium weight. Falling Leaves. Falling Leaves variegated. So how nice. So let's chat for a couple minutes. As long as I can think about what I'm talking about. So we had, well, like the Saturday before Christmas, my son and his beautiful wife came up. Oh, I should have brought that out. Right now they're down in Peru. But they came up and we celebrated Christmas, and we Google Duo'd with my daughter and their family, and so we all decided we'd open up our presents right then. And Rachel and Ian got the cutest little, they got it in Peru the last time they were there, and it's the cutest little nativity set inside what looks like a ear of corn. Beautiful. Then they got my husband a necktie with a llama on it. It was so nice. But we had a lovely visit. I made paella for him, and it was just really nice. Got to see all my family in the same place. Then, like I said, my sister came last week, and we had a nice little visit, and we were talking about all kinds of things. And then this past weekend, I had my husband's brother and his wife and one of their sons and their family. I had one of my brothers came up with his wife, and well, lots of different family came up. My nephew came up with his wife and then his parents. So it was wonderful. And of course, we had Ron here, so he got to visit with everybody, and it was a really, really nice time. Anyway, so yeah, I've had a really blessed Christmas. I hope you guys have too. I hope you have too. Anyways, there are a couple books that I reviewed this week. Um, One is for if you're running a small group. It gives you some tips, some helpers. It's called Small Groups Made Easy. And then I read another book by Patrick Kelly, who had read Sheila's stories and reviewed them a couple weeks ago. Well, this one's called Carter's Last Run. And I just reviewed it yesterday, put it on Amazon, and it is a good book. It's a different kind of time travel. Like if you were interested in, or if somebody offered you a chance to go back and be 19 for 30 days, what would you do? Be tempting, but I don't know. Don't know what I would do. But it's a good book, and there are Amazon links down on my blogger. If you're interested in those, I'll try to put a link to the blogger on the show notes. Anyways, I feel like this, I know I'm probably going to get off and remember something I didn't talk about. But this is what happens. I think I did pretty good getting through this with a headache. Anyways, I hope you guys will all have a wonderful week. I hope any craftiness items that you make, I hope they turn out successful. I hope you don't make any mistakes, but if you do, I hope they're little ones. Easy to fix. My closing isn't even jiving real well. Big hugs to all of you, and I love you all. Talk to you hopefully next week. Bye-bye.